Okay, good morning. So, the message that I'm getting this morning, it's coming through clear and strong and repetitive, and I want to put it out there and strengthen it by bringing it into words. Is that there is a natural flow that is in the now, and to trust the now, because see, there's a few different ways that I want to come at this. So, the for years now, I haven't been watching the news. And when people talk to me about, hey, why don't you watch the news? Don't you want to know what's going on? And what I always say is that whatever is relevant to me and my life will come in and present itself in my life. If there's something in the news that is relevant to my life, it'll come in and present itself. I don't need all of the noise from all of the news all over the world that is not relevant to my life. Um, I can say a lot more about that, but that is what is relevant to what I'm saying here. And it's the same thing with the power of now. Well, for years and years and years, I've had lists and lists and lists and lists of things that I need to get done. I have to do this. And it makes pressure in your life because you have all of these lists of things that you have to do in the future. And so it's like you don't even have future time. You've already sold your future time on these lists that you've made from the past. So you're never really living in the present moment. And this epiphany that I've had, and lately I've been coming into this understanding that there is a flow. And when you get into the moment, whatever is the most important and whatever comes up in the moment is the most important. It will present itself in the moment. And that is when you need to be present and do it, just like this video. Came up, and this is what is most important in this moment for me to be doing. Um, I have a phone call, and that is important. Say, as a continuation to this video. So, when you are fully present in the moment leads you into the next phase of what you need to be doing. So this is kind of connecting me back to a previous video that I did about taking out a loan. So when you take out a loan from the bank, you're selling your future time. So you've already sold your future to your past. And it kind of is the same, works by the same law. So if you have lists and lists, you only have one timeline on your life. It's the present moment is always the time. Now, if you've already sold your time in the past, you've already sold this present moment to something that you have to do, then this moment is lost. This moment you've already signed it off. And so you're never really living in the present, which the only moment of power that you have in your life is the present moment. So there is a flow in life. And when you get into that natural flow and you get into the moment, the most important thing for you to be doing in the moment will present itself in the moment because it is the most relevant thing for your life and for your life power and for your creation. So there is an element of trust and letting go, like a surrender into the moment, and a quieting of the mind that needs to be done, that you're not living in fear of, oh, what is going to be in the future, because you trust that when the future comes, in those moments that come, in every single moment, what needs to be done will be presented. Now, not to say that you don't have um, targets, or that you don't use your mind to move your life along in the path that you want, that will make you a more pleasant life. Um, but these moments are like moments of planning. It's where you leave out of the present moment and you go into your mind, because our mind is our tools for our life. So we go into our mind, we can recollect, is that a word? We can recall past moments in order to project what will be in the future. So it's kind of like we have this magnificent tool to use, that we can, kind of guess what will happen, cause and effect in the future because of past experiences. But it doesn't mean that it always has to be the same. So when we study our past, we learn cause and effect, and we can maneuver our lives in the direction that we want in the future. So we have these awesome tools to use. But that's just what it is. These are tools. We don't need to be living in our mind or let the tools take over our life power, which our life power is in the now, in this moment. This is the only moment in which my life is happening. And this is what I'm choosing to do with these moments. And I only have one timeline. And I get to choose where that timeline is. So there's one timeline, and I can choose whether I use my time to create a wonderful life and I enjoy every moment, or I can choose to bypass the time by being in my mind and being in all the pressure. And so it's my choice. So there is a power in, well, the power of now. And there is a flow. Let go and flow. So I just want to add on to that. I'm still sitting here, and to sum it all up, is that the present moment will lead you into the next moment, and that anything that is worth doing is in this life and in this present time is worth paying attention to. The magic is in the details. So if you are doing something, be completely present in the task that you are currently doing. And that will also intensify the being present, because when you are paying attention to what you are doing and to the small details, you must be present. And so it enhances itself. It's like a loop that grows in itself. And just like any other thing, it's practice. It's practice, practice, practice. You find yourself out of the moment, bring yourself back in. It's a process, and there's a lot of different ways to get to the same outcome. So, yes, sometimes it'll just happen like that, and sometimes you have to reinforce and remember and practice and bring yourself back down and write down the things that work and reread them. And sometimes they'll resonate with you and sometimes they won't resonate with you. It's just a constant practice and study of life. Get interested, get curious. When you realize something and you have a knowing, write it down, have a knowing. And then when you are lost in your mind or lost somewhere else and you cannot connect to that feeling, you can still know that it's there. And there's even there's even the path of fake it till you make it. And fake it till you make it works. All systems work.